Welcome back to Midday. We're here at the Kamloops Art Gallery speaking with curator Charo Neville, who has just come off of mat leave, pretty much the same time that I came off of mat leave as well. So I haven't seen you in a while. Congratulations and welcome back to work.
Thank you so much. Yes.
We're talking about this really unique, in my opinion, exhibition by Eleanor King. Maybe tell us a little bit about what this exhibition is called and sort of the focus behind it, Charo.
Yeah, it's called Inverted Pyramids and Roads to Nowhere. So you can kind of get a sense of that from these large paintings that are behind us. Eleanor King is a Canadian artist. She comes from Nova Scotia, but she's based in Brooklyn, New York. So she came to Kamloops to work with us for 2 weeks. She was here with our crew painting these large paintings and also recording a song that she wrote with the Kamloops Thompson Honor Choir.
So this exhibition doesn't look as familiar as maybe some other ones. You know, you walk into the art gallery, you expect to see different stations of whatever that exhibit might be, but this is sort of a very open room with just these beautiful big pieces of work.
I think this is the first time we've ever had the walls like this. It's surprising to even us. And we've opened the blinds so that there's natural light. She's completely transformed the space. So this is a way of working that's called site-specific. And she came, I think it was in last fall. So she's been working on this for about a year, conceptualizing what she wanted to do. She visited Kamloops, she visited the gallery. She saw these crazy walls that are movable, and she thought, well, how can I move them in the way that you would never expect? And then she also looked at the topography, and she has this way of working through Google Maps, so satellite technology. And the video component that is actually behind those walls takes you through the region, through her eyes. So she's kind of traversing the topography, and she's interested in the way that humans impact the environment. And so she's chosen to look at these roads, these logging roads that seem to go to nowhere, and she's abstracted it through her paintings. And so it's a way of bringing up discussions around our impact on the planet.
Which is hugely important.
Yeah, and for us in this area too, you know, the mine has been a big topic for us, so it really opens up a lot of room for discussion. She wants it to be like a contemplative space. She's also included these stacks of firewood, so that's another thing that is quite unusual. That's, you know, there's a reference to wood. There's also a train soundtrack. So it's about using natural resources and the commodity of natural resources, the way that we move these, the way that we use them. You know, we need wood. We need all the things that come out of mines to function. And so it's kind of about our own conflict and her own conflict as an artist in how you live a full life, but also think about your impact.
Yeah. I know that I read a little bit about Eleanor before we got together, and I hear that she likes to transform art galleries, go in and move walls, like you mentioned, and sort of make it her own. I mean, I think that's really interesting. I don't think a lot of artists would think about doing that, so that's quite neat.
Yeah, and it's a bit of an experiment for everyone, right? Yeah. We just open up the space, and there's lots of planning in advance, but at the same time, things change as she's here and she's interacting with the space. Part of her thinking, too, is that she is interested in the accumulation of things that maybe we use and just discard, you know, like we use once and discard. So she's made sculptures in the past of stacks of coffee cups, for example.
Neat.
And so in a previous exhibition in Lethbridge, the curator there said, you know, I'm really interested in these works, let's ship them across the country and show them. And then that really got her thinking about how, as an artist, she doesn't want to leave a trace. And so for this exhibition, these walls will be painted over. The wood is actually an offering to people. In mid-December, we'll have people can come in and take what they want to burn in their own homes. Everything will be used. The piano will go to my family. Yeah. So that's really part of the whole project for her.
Now I know sound is a big thing for Eleanor and part of this exhibit. The Kamloops Thompson
Honor
choir. I was going to say youth choir. They are young, but honor choir
Yep.
is a really big part of this, which is such an honor. I mean, you see the piano behind us. It kind of gives us an indication of her musicality and what she wanted to incorporate, but just to have that honor choir part of it, I mean, what does that mean?
Yeah, it's incredible. So they were given the music. Eleanor wrote the song, and then she arranged it with an assistant in New York, and then they had really just 2 weeks to practice.
Wow.
Yeah, and then they recorded with Doug Perry's studio in town, and then that becomes the pervading soundtrack for the entire exhibition.
It was a very meaningful experience for me because all of the things that are happening in the world, all the text goes into what's happening around the world, and if you really look at the meaning, you can really relate personally.
So you performed at the opening here, right?
Yes, we did.
And you also had the experience of recording in a studio.
Yes.
Was that the first time you'd done something like that?
Yeah, that was my first time recording in the studio.
And what was that like?
It was really fun to work with everybody and trying to see what different ranges you can do.
All right, so Eleanor King, Inverted Pyramids, and Roads to Nowhere on now until the end of December, right?
Yeah, December 29th.
Okay, perfect. You can't miss this. This is one of the really unique exhibits that the art gallery has. It's completely different to a lot of the things that we're used to. So make sure you check it out, running now until the end of December, and we'll be right back. We're taking a quick break. Stay with us.